call this girl from Louisville, Kentucky. Kentucky. Let me unzip this. Now look, you can't put all this damn blonde in your hair and then it be nappy. This the second day. It ain't even supposed to look like this.
Hello.
What up, girl?
Hello.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, ma'am.
What's really good in the hood down there?
And we have snow, so.
It's snow in Louisville?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't unzip my coat.
Yes,
Well, guess what? It's a lot of snow out here. See, hold on. You're going to see on the video I'm making for you. But it kind of went away. I'm on the highway right now.
oh my God.
So what is this man doing?
I don't know. I cannot figure him out for the life of me.
Okay.
The last conversation I had with him was just cordial.
Okay.
I did text him after I, got the text from him saying sorry. I texted him on New Year's and I sent him a picture of myself with my outfit. And
was you shutting it down? Was you looking super cute, girl?
I was getting it.
Okay, I know that's right. And you have to send him the picture of you looking good so he can know what's really up.
Correct.
Right.
That was my mind.
Right.
So he didn't respond until I think it was either Monday or Tuesday morning, and it was 7:30, and I got this random text where he said, "So sorry, but Happy New Year." So in my mind, I was like, "Do you want me to call you? Because I'm not gonna call you at 7:30 in the morning." Like,
right.
So
Right.
I'll call you later on that afternoon. So when I did call him, he didn't respond or answer the phone, which I was like, that's not a big deal because he's a truck driver. He has things he has to do. So I just texted him back and I said, well, I know you're busy, but I just wanted to hear your voice. Have a nice day. And then he called me back.
Okay.
So we just had like a small conversation, nothing major. I didn't ask him, anything about, did you think I was cute in the picture?
Right. Give me feedback. Sure.
Right.
Right.
The only thing he said was, oh, I noticed that you weren't at home because of your background, so where were you? And I was like, okay, I went to a party with my friends and my sister. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, that's what I noticed, that the background was different in your apartment. And I was like, really? That's all?
That's it? So he just wanted to know your whereabouts and who you was with, and did you get some New Year's stuff going on? That's what he wanted to know.
Okay.
Right.
I was concerned about the conversation that he had with a mutual friend of ours.
Uh-huh.
Because when me and the other lady got together, it was in August, and he had asked me if I would mind, linking up with her to do her makeup since she had some other business on the side and she wanted to look good that day. I said, no problem. Have her, hook up with me.
Right.
The conversation that we had with him was basically, oh, he's a nice guy. She told me she met him in that entrepreneurial class that they're going through. And the discussion.
Uh-huh.
So his mother died right before Thanksgiving, and she said that she had talked to him to make sure that he was okay. He had said, yeah. Then she said, well, I need to link back up with Carrie because I got some other stuff that I want her to kind of work with me on. And then he brought up the conversation about, well, what did you all talk about in August when you were over there? What did she say about me? She just let him know, like, you weren't even that important. Like, we talked about other stuff. It really wasn't nothing about you.
Right.
So I'm like, why are you worried about a conversation that took place in August and it's now like the beginning of December? At that point, me and him had stopped talking. So I was like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what?
So is Carrie his friend or your friend?
She started out being his friend.
Okay.
And when he asked me if I mind, hooking up with her to get her makeup done for whatever event she was going to.
I don't like this already. I don't like the previous friend thing. So now you're her friend? Nah. So now you're her friend?
Well, we're friends, but we're not friends.
Okay.
The way that it was explained to me, they met in the entrepreneurial class. She's got her business where she's doing jewelry. He has his business where he's doing lawn care. She had posted out on Facebook that she needed somebody to do her makeup. If anybody had anybody that did makeup, could they please let her know? He then said, well, look up my friend Carrie and hook up with her. So I consider her a friend because outside of him...
You think they slept together? I'm just going to put it out there. You know for a fact that they did not sleep together?
No.
Okay.
I know, I did ask her if he ever hit on her, and she said yes, he did in the beginning when they met 3 years ago.
Okay.
She said that she cut that off.
Okay.
Because of the situation with the baby's mom, and she didn't feel comfortable with that situation.
Okay.
So outside of him, we don't discuss him. We discuss, when I talk to her, is, hey, what about this makeup? What about this jewelry? Let's just build together. Let's see what we can do with this. That's the extent of our friendship.
Okay.
I don't get him.
Right.
I don't get why he cannot be open and honest about what he's looking for. I don't get why he expects me to be open about how I feel about everything. Like, give me something to work off of with you.
He's not, because you're supposed to stay in your place, and it's not about him, it's all about you. It's not about what he's doing or where he's going. That's why he asked you, where were you at on New Year's? What was the background? It's all about what's going on with you. You're not supposed to question him. Don't you know he's a Taurus? Have you watched my videos?
I watched a couple of them. I just came across their videos about a couple of days ago.
So you guys, I read a few yesterday. You guys have been talking a while, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so you guys never lived together. You never has it been like a true, like, real relationship? You met each other's family and or he's a truck driver and you haven't?
No, I've never met his family or anything like that.
Okay, but he has a baby mom's?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you see him?
I have not seen him since, I want to say, probably the earlier part of September.
That's a long time. So you haven't seen him because of what? Why?
I haven't seen him because the day after that we went out and had dinner at Tumbleweed, and that night after we had sex.
Oh, that's right. I read that. Okay, I read that. Then he started acting funny.
Yeah, his thing was, because I told him, I said I felt like I slept with him, and it was a mistake because I really liked him and I wanted to get to know him. And he kept asking me, well, I need you to open up. I need you to tell me what's wrong. What can I do?
I don't think it was a mistake when I read your things. I think you slept with him because you wanted to. But this is what happens. After you sleep with a dude, say you sleep with him kind of quick or not even quick, you wanted some, it's about how you act after that. So after you had sex with him, you start acting like you did that. Like you turned that off. It's your reaction to it. You made it where you felt insecure about that, and I feel like he probably picked up on that. Like, you slept with him. Yeah, I slept with you. I wanted to do that, and that's that. And then if you start sending them texts talking about I shouldn't have did that and this and this and that, then that's knocking you down. You did that because you wanted to do that. So now he's gonna feel a certain way about it. So then after that, what happened? So you told him you shouldn't have did that, and then he said he needs you to open up.
Right. He wanted me to tell him what he wanted me to tell him what he could do to fix it. And I knew that probably made him feel like, I wasn't good enough for her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it did put him on the defense.
Right.
He then comes back and says to me, I didn't talk to him the next day. And then the day after, I sent him a text message and I said, you know what? I was just scared. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel a certain kind of way.
I mean, was the sex good though? I mean,
the sex actually, yes.
You had to think about it?
Yeah. Well, no, because I'm having flashbacks.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I can see that. I get it. Yeah.
It was a lot different than any other guy that I've been with.
Word up.
There is something that he did during sex, and he did admit this. He was like, I don't do this with everybody. And like, and I explained to him, like, okay, I don't care what you do with everybody else. I just don't want to feel like this is just about sex. And he was like, no, it's not about sex. It's just not about sex. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking I've already given you the nookie. Even though, yes, you are correct. I wanted to give him the nookie.
Right. And you got to stand on that and own that. Like, you got to make him feel like he the one need to be insecure in the bed all balled up waiting on you to call him. Like, you did that and you did that. And that's just that. So, I don't know. I just believe we give men way too much power when he was probably thinking after you guys had sex, like, dang, like, I hope she liked it. I hope it was good. Like, we give them too much power when in all actuality, men are a lot like us. They want to please you. They want to make sure you're okay. He hoped you liked it too. And I don't want to make this whole thing about sex, but if that's where it went wrong after the sex, I feel like there was some kind of disconnect. You could have made him feel like his sex wasn't amazing, or you could have made him feel like you were not good enough for him. It's two things that could have happened that it went bad after that, but you could fix that though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fixable.
I talked to my sister briefly yesterday, and she was like, I asked her, you know, you didn't even compliment me on how I looked. I think I was geeking in that picture. And she was like, well, don't you look at people's pictures in the background? I said, yes. I said, if I'm trying to be nosy, I'm trying to figure them out. And she said, well, don't you think that that's what he's doing to you?
Yeah. He wanted to know what you was doing looking that good somewhere else. So, okay, I got a question. When you guys talk, what is the conversation like?
How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? He told me that he spent Christmas and New Year's with his kids. So he told me they had a Christmas morning at this big breakfast for his kids, and about he doesn't like eggs. I'm like, what? Anyway, we went on and talked just small talk. And then he said, I asked, what did you get for Christmas? He said, no one got him anything. And I was like, not even your older kids? And he was like, no. Just small talk.
Right.
And then he made a comment like, I know you're laying down in the bed. And I was like, how do you know that? He said, because your voice is too soft.
He's observant. Gosh. Go ahead.
And I said, yes, I am. I said, I said, I've been partying and going since like the beginning of December. This is the first time I've ever had a chance to really just relax. And he was like, well, I just think that you need to relax and go to sleep. And I'm like, but I want to really talk to you. He's like, well, you can call me later. Just get you some rest. I haven't talked to him since.
Yeah, because you know why? He was annoyed because you've been partying and kicking it the whole time. So now he's probably thinking you're not even really for real girlfriend material. And I'm sorry, that's just how they think. Especially like they're so traditional and like, what you been doing partying this whole time? Don't you got other stuff to do? And how he would think. Yeah, at that point he was annoyed. And then you sent him a picture in the background, kicking it. You was looking good. And now you haven't really had sleep. You've been... See, I think this is where people get confused about a Taurus man. They really do, no matter how big a whores they are, no matter how big... And they're not even real big whores at all. But no matter how much they do, and they're really secretive, and it's so hard for them to get a heart up to somebody because they are so traditional.